screen. Always get this messed up. Okay, exit full screen. There we go. All right, I think we are live. According to Facebook, we are live. I mean, sorry, YouTube, we are live. I am going to just, how do I share my screen? Share screen, here we go. Window. All right, I'm just having some team members here to check we're live. All right, so it looks like we're live on everything. Hey, how's it going, everybody? We actually shifted our update roundup an hour earlier, and I actually confused Kevin's. Sorry about that, Kevin.
That's all right.
Shows you how bad our communication is. All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna try not to ramble because I'm really good at that. So welcome to today's August 2021 update roundup. We've got a few things we want to share with you guys, and let me see if I can. Okay, cool. First of all, thank you. Last year we celebrated our 1 year launch of REI Pebble, which was really cool, and this is 1 year plus one. So thank you for all those who continue to support, who continue to give us feedback, yeah, we're just really grateful for everybody following along with us for this journey. So thank you again.
Yes.
Okay, so let's jump into it. Our updates. So we just launched our new REI Landleads Skin. It's called Umbra. If I switch over to this tab, Kevin, can you see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks
okay.
great.
Cool. Yeah. So it's more of a dark skin. Obviously, if you have a site already, you may not want to change over because you may have your branding. But for those who are thinking about launching a new website, we have launched our new Umbra skin. So do have a look at this. This is actually up on our marketing website. If you go to reiconversion.com/landlist, you'll be able to find it there and actually play around with this demo. We're also, we'll talk about what we're working on next for websites. So we're also doing a lot of changes within the customizer. Inside of the WordPress customizer right now, it controls a lot of the contact information, a lot of elements throughout the site. And because now we've got so many skins out there, we're sort of making sure we've aligned things. There's certain bugs that we're still working through to fix. So thank you for all of your patience for that. So that is what's going on. There's obviously a lot of bug fixes that we continue to push out, a lot of back-end stuff that we're doing, and we'll talk about what we're working on next for the website. Now, on to Pebble. There's a lot of stuff that we're doing, and we want to be able to demo this today. Kevin,
yes.
Should I share your screen?
Yeah, I can demo the new things.
So the first one is property tags.
Oh, yep, there we go. Yes, so we actually launched this a couple weeks ago, and we've gotten some great feedback from those who have started using it. But basically, what used to be property statuses are now called tags. And the benefit there is that you can assign multiple tags to a property. So if you log in, whether you're on the property page or here I'm on a seller lead with a property assigned to that lead, I can go in and add as many tags as I want and change those around. So this really opens up some different ways of thinking about your properties and how you might tag those things. So we'll have some more education coming out on how you might use stages on your leads versus tags. But we think that this opens up a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah, and in fact, we do have a video that I recorded and I placed in the knowledge base. We're just working out on typing out the article, but how can you use tags? And because now you can tag a property, with multiple tags, you can do all sorts of stuff. everything from do not mail to, well, we may have more specific functions for those, but you do have now a lot more flexibility as to how you want to group and categorize your properties. So you do have that available now. So there have been a little bit of confusion for people. They're wondering, where's the status bar that used to sit in the properties page, the specific property records page. It is now moved over to the left. And I was swapping around screens and I didn't see Kevin, but you were showing where the tags lived, right?
Yes. So if we go to the property, an individual property page, yeah, everything is now on this left side.
Yeah. Awesome.
And the nice part is that it's there all the time, whether you're looking at the map or images or documents, you'll always have access to that tags drop down. So we think that'll help out when you're navigating through there.
Yep.
I think what Jesse was also alluding to is that we've evolved Pebble quite a bit over the past year, but specifically over the past few months, where previously we only had properties, and property, sort of everything revolved around properties. And so you would categorize your properties, filter your properties based on statuses and those things. We have since added these buyer and seller leads. And so we try to think about the lead as more driving the workflow of what needs to get done and what stage is this property currently in. And so we're trying to we want people to really think about sellers as their acquisition workflow, and then buyers as their disposition or their sales or workflow.
Yep. Awesome. One thing we also launched, and you might have noticed this already, we talked about it, I think, as what's coming up last time, and we sort of talked about it more in the Mastermind. And that is being able to edit properties now from the leads page. Kevin, let's show them how that looks like.
Yep. So if I go into this seller lead here, just like I had on the property page, if I were to drill into this property, we have available all of your fields and details about the property. So I can see my offer price if I sent out a blind offer. And then I've got all the information about that property, and I can go in here and edit those things right here from the seller page. So we think that's very helpful for those of you who were having to hop back between your seller lead and your property, trying to figure out, what does the map look like, or what is the different due diligence and custom fields look like. So now everything is on that lead page, and we think that'll help out a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome. All right. I am going to bring it back to my screen. You don't need to close yours, so I can do this. Boom. I think. Yep. So what's coming up ahead here? First of all, on the website side of things, we are working on our next REI Landleads Skin. It is called Pathway, but a name is a name. I don't really have a preview for you, but that is underway. We're also working on something we're calling our property view counter. So you'll be able to show your visitors how many people have visited a property, hopefully causing a sense of urgency when they sort of start seeing that number is climbing up. So we're hoping that'll help with conversions and sales and whatnot. So that'll be coming down the pipeline. Also, we're working on something called a property post template editor. So what that is you're going to now be able to save your template that you've sort of, everybody, we have our standard property post, and it follows a certain order. So what we're building out is the ability for you to sort of reorder things. So every time you create a property post, it will be in the order you like it. Obviously, you can always come back and add different blocks or elements to it, like a video or whatever it may be. But we're going to allow for you to save your template, your own template. So that is coming out. We have some things to talk about with print and mailing coming up. So hold on for that. And then let's jump right into sort of task assignment and checklist. I mean, Kevin,
Yeah.
what do you think? We can even sort of preview what that sort of looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. I'd love to demo this. I think this will be a really cool feature here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we've basically been putting a lot of time and effort into building out the leads workflow. If you remember, a few weeks ago, we launched the ability to add members to your leads, and that sort of helps with the with knowing, especially those who have multiple team members, knowing who's responsible for what part of a lead. We've also added some automation so that we can automatically assign and unassign people depending on the stage that they're into.
Yep.
And now we're thinking more about specific tasks that need to be done. So whatever your workflow is, you likely have a set of steps that needs to happen for every stage of your, say, acquisitions process. So like in my case, when a lead comes in, like somebody fills out my form on my website, I have a specific set of tasks that I need to do, right? I need to do a quick tour of the property, um, with the map, just to see what kind of access this looks like. Is there any like blatant problems with the property? And then I need to maybe contact the person, get their story about what's going on. And then I might need to start my due diligence process. So those are all things that need to happen as a part of every lead that comes in. And so what we're going to try to do is model those tasks um, as sort of checklists that are going to be associated with your leads.
Mhm.
So this is the new task list panel here. This is new for or what we'll be shipping in a few weeks. Now we've not finalized the design of everything here, so the look will change when we finally get it into your hands. But this is a kind of preview of how this will work. So I have tasks, and a lead comes in. So let's say I need to create a checklist. So let's call this the um, uh, let's see, the follow up checklist. All right, so we'll add that checklist, and let's say we need to reach out to the seller.
Mhm.
You'll see that that created that checklist item for us. Let's say we need to um, overview property and maybe check access with county. So these might be basic things that we do with every initial lead that we get. So I've now got this checklist. The cool thing is I can also add due dates to my checklist items. So let's say that I want to reach out to the seller very quickly. So let's say I put that at today's date. So I need to reach out to the seller. I need to verify the property by tomorrow. And then I need to check with the county by, let's say, Monday. Okay, so I've got those checklist items there. Now, the cool part is that these will actually will get notified about these due dates as they come. So if I am assigned to this lead, I'll start getting emails a day before these checklist items are due, saying, "Hey, you need to reach out to the seller by this such and such a date, or you need to overview this property, do those things." So we can check these items off when they're done, and then we can also add additional checklists. So let's say after I've done all these, then I move this lead into a due diligence process. So I can now add another checklist. Let's call this the due diligence checklist. There we go. And then maybe this is a whole nother step of things. So I need to check the flood zone, or I need to add the property boundaries, or I need to I don't know, call the electric company and see what the power situation is. So I can add all those items as a separate due diligence checklist. All right, so that's all great, and you can sort of see how those checklists can follow your lead. Now the question is, how do I automate this? Obviously, I don't want to be typing. I can type these things out every time, but likely you've got a set list of things that you need to do for every lead. And so what we're going to allow you to do is save these checklist items as templates. So if I go up here to my follow-up checklist, I can actually, let's do this one. So let's say I've got task 1, task 2, and task 3. So, well, those are my due diligence checklists. Let me save this as a template. And this is going to ask me to name it. We'll just call it my due diligence checklist. And then the cool part here is that we can actually set a days out here. So that means whenever we assign this task list to a lead, we will automatically set due dates. So let's say I've got like my first task, and we can call this, I don't know, call county about access. We want to do that within 1 day of the lead. Check flood zone. We want to do that within 3 days. And then build property map. We want to do that also within 3 days. So now I've got my task template. I can save that. And then we can go, let's just go create another seller. Let's imagine another seller has come in. We've got them in due diligence. New seller. Let's just save that there. And now we can add a new task list, but instead of just creating a sort of blank one, we can select our template. So we've got our due diligence checklist. We'll select that, click add, and boom, we've got our due diligence checklist there. It's preset the dates based on how many days out I want those checklist items to be done. And then as soon as we, if we assign this lead to somebody, that person will start getting emails of when these items become due. So we can see with that, sort of have a 1-click, 2-click process here where you can quickly add your checklist. Now, in addition to this, we're also going to be building this into our stage automations. So this is not here yet, but we have automations for each stage, and you'll be able to add a checklist automatically when you move something in. So let's say I had this new seller and lead in. As soon as I move them to due diligence, boom, it's going to add that due diligence checklist. Maybe it assigns my VA to this card. That VA gets an email that says, you're assigned to this card, and then they'll get emails in the following days when checklist items start becoming due if they've not been completed yet. So that whole process is sort of totally automated for you now. And we think that this is super, super powerful.
This really comes back to when we're looking at the way we use Pebble. We're looking at it from a standpoint of systemizing and scaling. And again, to be able to scale, you're using software or people. Mm-hmm. And one of the things with managing people is that it can become as you bring on, it can become unscalable. So this is one of the things that takes you away from having to micromanage your team and checking on the process, and makes this very, very transparent for you and everybody else on the team as to who's accountable for what, and making sure that people are moving along the checklist and moving those leads across each stage to get them across the finish line. So this is where, we see a lot of value, and this is something obviously we've been discussing early on when Pebble was when first launched, and we've heard a lot of you guys sort of looking for a feature like this, and we totally agree. And we're super excited. I'm super excited about a feature like this, and yeah, so it is something up and coming. It hasn't been launched yet, but you can sort of look forward to at least a good portion of this being launched sometime within the next month. So hopefully you'll get around to playing with that. Thanks so much for saying that, Kevin.
No problem.
All right. So we talked about task assignments, checklists. How do I put? Okay, let me keep going. Here we go. A couple other things. I just wanted to a couple of housekeeping things here. Thank you for all of you guys who joined yesterday's live classroom series. We're going to continue to do classroom series. Hopefully next quarter we're going to find something closer to the end of the year. I know that a lot of people, we've got tremendous amount of feedback and support and interest, and it was super awesome to just have. I mean, it was probably one of the biggest turnout we've ever had for any live webinar type of event. So thank you for all of you guys. So the recording is up for those that you guys have registered. The deal that we put together for that, I'm calling it the no-brainer deal. It is still up and running. I know a lot of people have been sort of flooding us with requests to get on that deal. So that is up until the 31st. Don't forget, all of our Pebblers, that we have now a Slack community. We no longer will continue running our tribe community. We have moved everything over to Slack, and it's been awesome so far. Just a reminder, though, it is not going to be used for support questions or direct product questions or account questions. Make sure you still email those to us. And I hate it when somebody DMs me and then I kind of have to brush them off. And it feels like I'm brushing them off, but really it's so that our team everybody is on the same page. We know and we can track every question, and we have documentation on it. So please do keep that in mind. Finally, for those of you that are still on our old legacy website plans, the ones that need license keys, you'll want to make sure you get on our hosted website plan. We've got a deal for you guys to move on to our hosted. You will no longer need to pay WP Engine for hosting. Hosting is included with us. I know that's a hefty fee. It's about $60 per month for both sites. That alone. But in terms of new features, new updates, that will be pushed through on our hosted sites. So make sure, again, you speak with one of us. Shoot us an email, hello@reiconversion.com. You're interested in moving over to our hosted website plan. We have a huge discount for all of you guys that are on our legacy plan. So make sure you do that. All right. I don't know if it's the month or maybe everybody's on vacation right now. I know that this is probably a quieter room today that we have. And feel free to leave questions on this for the replay. We do answer the questions on YouTube and Facebook as well. But we're going to open this up for Q&A. There isn't a lot of you watching live right now. You're probably all fatigued from last night's 2-hour classroom series. But we're going to leave it open here for a couple minutes. See if any questions come through, because there is a delay between us going live and then on Facebook. It's about almost a 30-second to a minute delay. So, yeah. Just kind of a quick reminder for those of you guys that are part of the classroom series. We recorded a video. Travis recorded a video, but I forgot to send it out. But it has been sent out now, so do check that out. If you have any questions about the deal itself, make sure you shoot us an email. And I will also be doing a video follow-up closer to this weekend for you guys. So showing you exactly how to build out a ranged offer. Kevin, I think we're probably not going to get any questions here. So thanks again for joining us this month's Update Roundup. If you have any questions, do leave it in the comments. We do visit these. We do get alerted of these. We try our best to stay as close as possible to the community. Hence why we have our Facebook group, why we have our Slack community as well. Kevin, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah.
And
These are always fun. I love talking about what is coming.
Yeah. Oh, one more reminder. Next week, we have our Mastermind, our Pebblers Mastermind. For those of you guys that are Pebble users and REI conversion website users, we are going to be doing a Mastermind with Travis King next week. And he's going to be talking about how to scrub your list the right way and actually save money. He's got a lot of experience on that. So he's going to be, Travis is like a wealth of knowledge. And he's doing this inside the Slack community. He does it on the podcast. He's going to be joining me on a podcast soon. He does it on I don't know, sometimes when he joins up live on these, he likes to share a lot of different pieces of information. He's got a lot of experience. So please do join us for that. That will happen next week, Thursday. All right, guys. Thanks again. Kevin, thanks again. Oh, here we go. We got a question. In Pebble, on data management briefly, what is lead tracking? Great question. So you might have seen that on our pricing screen where it says automated lead tracking. And I'm just out of curiosity, I can't see on my end who that was. But anyways, so the lead tracking is being able to bring in your leads inside of Pebble automatically. So you can do it manually and add them in. So that's under our what is it called, the solo plan, and then under our team plan and business plan. Oh, Michael, there you are. It is automated, so you can actually bring in leads from your website to Zillow to Lands of America. Those can route in even from your phone system. If you have email notifications, those can actually come into your seller and buyer board as well. So that's what it is. It's being able to track your leads. Lead tracking in general is if you be able to track your leads inside of Pebble. Sorry, inside of this seller and buyer section. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Once again, thanks very much, guys. And we will see you next week. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.